Hiya, as promised, I said we'd do some video as soon as we can about some of the features of the new E-M1. We're over on the Isle of Man for the Manx International Rally. It's their 50th anniversary, quite excited to be here, and it is going to give the E-M1 a real test, simply because we're on the Isle of Man, so it's raining, so that'll sort out its splashproofness. And we're going to be shooting a little bit of motorsport, and we're going to do it in a number of ways. We're going to shoot it with the micro four thirds lenses, and I'm going to use the f3 converter to use 4/3 lenses and show you how good the focus is. Again, as I say, forgive me, this is a little down and dirty. We're doing it in my motorsport partner's home, so again, we're probably not up to the video quality that some people would like, but at least we're getting the information out to you, which I think is far more important. I was in Ireland a couple of days ago at the launch of the E-M1, and one of the things that really impressed me was we shot a sequence of a couple of horses galloping through a lake and out up the side of a bank, and out of a burst of 8 or 9 frames, letting the camera do everything and using the new focus engine, if you like, all of the pictures are sharp, and that surprised me. But we'll see what we get, and I'll show you that in a minute. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a series of images and show what the focus does. Excuse me, I've also got man flu. Ladies watching this, obviously you won't understand that, but it's a little bit like, I suppose, giving birth. Gentlemen watching this will understand that for me to be able to do this for you and having man flu coming on, I don't know, I'll probably get a medal. I'm sure there's no seamless transition then. Unfortunately, my cameraman started laughing at the analogy I've just used. Obviously he's never had man flu. Right, the bottom line is there are 37 focus points, and the camera uses both contrast detection and phase detection. Now, phase detection in a very simplest terms is a bit like having a 3-dimensional matrix where the camera can read where the light focuses together from the separate channels, so it can see depth. That's the easiest way to explain it. Obviously contrast focusing is looking for contrasty areas in the picture. Now, although there are more focusing sites, you've still got all the same choices. You can choose one focusing point, you can let the camera do it, you can let it do it in a little grid of images in focus points, you can bias the whole thing. I'm a little bit of a control freak, but one of the things I will be doing while I'm at the rally is I'll be using a number of the different functions to show how it works. Now, the clever thing is, and one of the questions we've been asked a lot since we did the unboxing video, is the fact that how do you select between the two focusing modes? Well, we don't as the operator. The camera has a database, if you like, of all the lenses and third-party lenses, I believe, also, and it decides which is the best way, or which is the best focusing method to use to get the best results from that system. And I think that's pretty fair, really. I've given it some hard testing with various lenses, and you know, I'm genuinely surprised at how well it copes. As I say, the acid test will be tonight, and tonight is the first stage, and it's a night stage, so it really will push the boundaries. I think I'll do a little test tonight, and I've got 2 days of proper shooting, and we will try and get as much information out there to you as possible. One of the other videos that we need to do relatively quickly is people are asking me about the build quality and the buttons and the layout, etc., and I'll do that as soon as I can while we're away. Hopefully you won't be picking up too much of the cars going past my shooting partner's house, because I can hear sort of water splashing as we go through, so that should tell you how wet it is here at the moment. I think the easiest thing to do is perhaps show you the back of the camera now and let you look at some of the focusing points on it and some of the choices, and then I'll try and film my Aperture library on my laptop, so you can see the sequence of the horse running. And as I say, I was letting the camera do all that. There was nothing clever about it. It was just testing the camera doing its thing. It also gives you a behind the scenes look at some of the stuff that we shot on the launch. So again, you know, my role is to try and share as much with you and give you as much information as possible. Okay, one of the first things I wanted to try and show you was speed of focus. I have, you should be seeing the back of the screen now. Again, I apologise if it's not the world's greatest quality, but I'm not Steven Spielberg. I'm just trying to get the info out of the questions you're answering. There's an out of focus glass of water that you should be able to see on the back of the camera, and I just want to show you how quick the focusing is. So now we'll go back to out of focus glass of water. I'll focus on the foreground, and then we'll come back to the object and hit focus, and there we go, we've got a sharp glass of water. Now, for my money, for the way I work, that's more than good enough for me. That's a micro four thirds lens. So what I'll do now is I'll change the lens over using the MF3 adapter and use a 4/3 lens, and we'll see how it's looking, if it's any different. I'm using, as you can see, the MF3, and I'm using the 1260 lens. So what I'll have to do is zoom in a little bit so we get a relatively similar, and there you go, well, it's super quick that, we get a relatively similar effect. So we're out of focus again. In fact, we're more out of focus on this than we were on the other, so I need to be able to see where the glass of water is. So we're still out of focus. Right, there we go, and job's done. So I don't think that is slow at all in any way, shape or form. I think you're splitting hairs, and very, very small hairs, if anything, if you can't see that's as quick, if not a little quicker. So in other words, the bottom line is, for me, using both lens systems, the focus is quick and accurate enough for me to be able to do my job. Hopefully that demonstration has been okay for you and has helped you understand that using the E-system lenses isn't any handicap whatsoever. I mentioned slightly earlier that whilst I was in Ireland, I did a little sequence of a horse galloping through a shallow lake, and again, as I said previously, this is on continuous autofocus, and it's tracking it, and the camera is choosing the focus point for me as well. And it's a little group of 7 shots. I don't know if you can see this brilliantly well, but please forgive us if you can't, because we are doing this in the field, so to speak, so it's not ideal conditions. But on each frame in the sequence, the horse and the rider are nice and sharp. And then I got a bit bored and started taking dramatic tone pictures of the sky because I couldn't actually fool the system. It was a very clever horse though, because look, it even goes in reverse. So as I say, that sequence impressed me. Hopefully it will impress you, and hopefully answer some of the questions for you that you've all been asking us. So that was the best way, showing you the sequence we shot the other day and showing you how quick it focused on the glass of water with both the micro four thirds and the 4/3 lens with the MF3 adapter, to show you that I don't think there are any concerns in the focus. I'm more than happy with it. I'm sure most of us will be more than happy with it. The fact that the camera chooses between phase detection and contrast detection itself, dependent on the lens, and going to the database that it has internally, I think is a great idea, and it just works. But at the end of the day, us photographers need to concentrate on creating imagery and not necessarily dabbling in science. If it works, it's good enough for me. So hopefully this has answered some of the questions that we've had with people sending them to the blog and to the YouTube channel and to the direct mails, etc. If there's anything else we can help you with, by all means, ask the question and we'll do our very best to answer it for you. This is what we're here for. Speak to you soon.